Right, so behind us we've got a mother and a rhino calf, and what looks to be her last calf. So the new calf probably is a couple of months old, and the older calf is probably around 4 years, 5 years old, and it's at this crossover point where she'll probably be trying to move off the older calf so that she can just concentrate her attention on the younger one. Now, because of their very poor eyesight, their vision range is probably about 100 feet that they can pick up movement from, but I've seen these guys get surprised by a tree stump that's right next to their face. Now, what happens is, because of this low eyesight or this poor eyesight, they can be quite inquisitive, and what we had was the mother and the calf coming up to have a closer look at us, to get a feel for what we were and what we were doing. And it's this incredible experience as they're moving close to you and you're sitting quietly and just taking it all in. Now, unfortunately, these animals are under incredible threat at the moment. Their horns are used for various medicinal reasons in the Far East, and they are poached extensively. In Kruger alone, 70% of the population has declined over the last 10 years. So that's a huge number of rhinos that have been poached, and their numbers are dropping every day. And this fight is a very difficult fight based on the value of horn and its value outside, and the poverty that surrounds a lot of the areas in Africa where these animals are being poached. So there are dedicated anti-poaching teams that are about. There are a lot of different programs in order to try and motivate and keep these animals safe. So the anti-poaching, they will dart and notch the rhinos and also put microchips in their horns, and even some reserves have gone as far as dehorning the animals in order to keep them safe or to minimize the risk. However, very recently I was in a reserve called the Pilansberg just outside of Johannesburg, and I saw a poached rhino right next to a main road, and the rhino was poached for a horn that had already been cut off. So the value is so great in that horn that even the stump that's left after the dehorning has a massive value to these people. Now, rhinos in general will move around and graze. These are white rhinos. There's a big difference between white and black rhinos, specifically diet. And these white rhinos, this mother will be looking after this calf for at least the next 4 years before she has her next calf. Right, so on the baby now, you can see that there is a bird with a red bill on it. It's called a red-billed oxpecker, and this bird, its role in the environment is actually to pick ticks off of these animals. He looks after the ticks. He will eat it because of the nutrition based on blood. So these guys move around, a lot of the large herbivores, picking off these ticks. But what can happen, let's say these rhinos end up in a fight and there's a cut or something along the lines of it sitting there, they will actually keep that wound open and parasitize the host species by keeping that wound open and drinking the blood straight from these guys. So as much as they are helpful in a greater sense, they can also be a hindrance in others.